Hello, everybody. I am so excited that you are here and to share more about NeoFiller. You might have been hearing a lot of buzz around it. We just recently launched this product. It's unlike anything on the market, and the demand has been incredible. In our first 5 days of selling this product, we sold 5 months worth of inventory. So we've been working to catch up on demand. And the great news for you is that we are fully stocked, fully ready. And so we are now sharing far and wide the amazingness that is NeoFiller. So I'm going to jump into the science, why it works, the results that you can expect, all of the things. But to give you a little bit of background on why we even create this product to begin with. So prior to Neora, I owned and operated a medical spa. And I spent all my time selling laser treatments and injectables and all of the things. And so I've been in the aesthetic space for over 15 years. And I've seen firsthand the massive demand there is for injectables, but at the same time, the massive demand for people who are looking for similar results, but they want a more natural alternative, or they're wanting to complement what they're doing in office with really powerful at-home skincare. And so I wanted to create something that was a natural alternative to both neurotoxins and fillers, which is actually pretty tough because those two things do very different things. So if you're not familiar, neurotoxins, the most well-known one is called Botox. That really freezes your facial muscles in the upper half of your face. People usually get treatment across the forehead and these 11 areas and in your crow's feet. But it's not commonly used for the lower half of your face. So for the lower half of your face, people use fillers to replace lost volume. So as we age, we lose volume, and that's where fillers were invented, is to inject that volume to replace that. And so to create one product that was able to mimic those similar effects for a full face effect for obviously a fraction of the price, without needles, without downtime, without risk, was a tall order. So we created a completely custom formulation. You're going to learn about some unique ingredients from quite literally around the world that we blended together to create this custom formulation. It was years of research in order to be able to deliver this product to market. So let's look at an overview of those 3 ingredients, because each of these 3 key blends, it has a different mechanism of action and it's doing something different to create this whole result that we are going for. So the first one is our proprietary GFP stem blend. This is a combination of some really innovative growth factor peptides and plant stem cells. And how this works is it topically activates the facial muscles, creating this really amazing lifting. Then we have our biofill blend. This is a blend of bioactives, and this is really going to help restore lost volume. And then the third component is our BioRenew 1223. And this one always gets people's attention because this is a natural biostimulator. And so there's lots of biostimulators that can be injected into the skin and cause stimulation of collagen production. But this does it topically, which is very unique. And the amount of results it gets is really unique. It has the ability to increase collagen production up to 1,223%. And it doesn't just stimulate one kind of collagen. So our body produces all different kinds of collagen, and this helps stimulate 3 of the most important collagens for your facial skin, volume, and all of those things. And so this is a really effective ingredient. They're all great ingredients separately, but together is how we create this complete result that people are looking for. So let's dive a little bit into each one of them, starting with the GFP stem. Okay, so these are the growth factor peptides and plant stem cells. And this is such innovative, cutting edge research that is just now being understood in the scientific world, and how we can create what we call fit skin. And so it focuses on the skin, fascia, muscle axis. And so until now, it was thought to only be an outside-in effect, meaning that you had to first stimulate the muscle, which then stimulated the fascia, which then stimulated the skin for tightening. And so you've probably seen facial workouts and things that were trying to activate the facial muscle to create this effect. But just recently, it was understood with this particular GFP stem blend that you could activate the skin cells that then activated the fascia layer, that then activated the muscle layer, so that you could actually start that activation from the top down. And so this GFP stem blend sits on your skin and it goes down through those surfaces to create these micro activations. Now that you're not going to feel anything crazy, you're not going to feel like you're getting shocked or anything, but it's creating these micro activations that are mimicking the effects of as if you were working out that underlying muscle. Why is that important? The human face has over 40 different muscles, okay? And just like exercising other muscles in the body, when we work out those facial muscles, it increases the strength and tone. And if you have stronger muscles underneath, then everything above it is now firmer and more lifted. So those ongoing micro activations that are happening over time are going to create a more lifted, firmer skin that's lying on top of that muscle. So this is super innovative. And it really gives people beautiful, lifted, natural results. The next key blend is our biofill blend. Now, as we age, we start to lose facial tissue in and underneath our skin. And so this is how kind of filler techniques came to be, is that we saw that with aging, the more tissue loss you have, the older you look. That loss of volume creates this hollowing effect, especially areas like under the eye areas, through the cheek. And when we have that hollowed look, we look older. And so the remedy to that is to stimulate the adipogenous process. So we have this graphic here on the next slide that gives you kind of a summary of what that looks like underneath, right? As we age from 35 to 45 to 55, we have less and less tissue. So how do we fix that? Is by stimulating the adipogenous process. So if we're looking back at the biofill information, this is what it's doing. And this is your body's own biological process, that adipogenous process is forming new lipid cells that are going to replace that lost volume and plumpness to the skin. So over time, your body starts to become better at producing more of that tissue so that in a non-invasive way, you're filling in that volume, not using foreign substances injected into the skin, but rather training your body to create more of that tissue itself, which is really, really cool. Then the last component is our BioRenew 1223. Now, we talked about stimulating tissue production. This is stimulating collagen production. So again, as we age, we produce less collagen. So we want to help our body to get better and more efficient at producing more collagen. And this works by reducing the microRNAs that are responsible for blocking the transcription of collagen. And it really helps to stimulate multiple collagen 1, collagen 3, and collagen 4. Now, collagen 3, which is known as baby collagen, because it starts decreasing the fastest as we age, we lose that collagen the fastest. And so it's really important for what you're using to not just focus on collagen 1, but to also focus on the collagen 3, which this does, and collagen 4. So when we think about collagen production, I think of it as that you reach a tipping point as you're using this. This is not something you're going to be able to see day one, right? It's going to take time for your body to start producing more collagen than it's losing. You can't prevent the fact that your body's losing collagen. What you can do is help your body produce more than it's losing. So all of a sudden you'll be using this and you'll get to that tipping point where now your body is producing more collagen than it's losing, and you're going to start experiencing this plumping factor. And that's going to be dependent on a lot of issues, right? Age, starting point of how much your body, your collagen production is already producing. Have you been using great skincare? What other skincare are you using with it, right? All of these things play a factor. But our goal is to help your body get to that tipping point where it's producing more collagen than it's losing. Why? Because then that is going to, again, fill in that volume, fill in that elasticity. And this blend is really great at doing it. And it does it at an epigenic level. And this is really cool science. So if you're into science, we have a ton of papers and things that you can request from the person who invited you to this. But what this means is that this is actually able to wake up some of your dormant cells and get them active again. So really fascinating research. And the result of that is that this ingredient study was shown to enhance skin firmness and elasticity after 14 days, and to reduce wrinkles by up to 31% from the baseline starting point. So that is really compelling research. So we obviously, when we're formulating a product, we're looking at the ingredient research, we're looking at all of the information that is available, but we don't stop there. We then take the final product and we send it to an independent lab to do independent research. And this is the result of the independent research we did on NeoFiller. And this helps to kind of set the stage and expectation of things that you can see along the way. Because while there is a little bit of instant gratification with this product, the real wow factor, the real results start after 12 weeks, right? It just makes sense because it's going to take time for your body to start producing more tissue, start producing more collagen, have enough of those facial workouts to create the lifting effect. So this is what we saw in the trials. After 2 hours, your skin feels great. It starts feeling firmer, plumper, tighter, healthier. After 4 weeks, so a month in, you start to see some softening of some of those deeper set wrinkles and fine lines, and your skin is starting to be firmer. At 8 weeks, your skin starts to look more contoured, start to have a little bit better elasticity. The look of sagging skin starts to really lift, and you just look glowing younger. And then at 12 weeks, that is really when a lot of that wow factor kicks in. So 100% of participants had visible results at 12 weeks, 100%, which is kind of unheard of. Everyone in the clinical trial had results. They used the product correctly, which is 2 full pumps twice a day. That's what you're going to want to do if you want the full result. And they used it twice a day over 12 weeks, and they all had results. And all the participants agreed that NeoFiller is the most complete serum on the market. So here's some of the things that the people that participate in the trial had to say. Now, they don't know the brand, they don't know who it is, right? This is completely independent of us. They talked about how their fine lines and wrinkles have almost disappeared. Their skin felt much firmer. It's even helped the deeper wrinkles. This is the best serum I've ever used. It's light and absorbs quickly into my skin, helps with the fine lines around my eyes and mouth. This made my face feel tighter. I can feel it in my forehead and neck. It was easy to use. So it's always great when you get great results and it's something very easy to use, which is what NeoFiller really is amazing at. It's super simple to use and an effective result. So here are some before and after pictures from our clinical trial. So this is an amazing example of full face results. Again, remember, if you were to compare this to injectable treatments, you'd be having to spend the money to do neurotoxins on the top, filler on the bottom. This would be thousands of dollars of results. So you can just see beautiful results in the softening of the wrinkles in her forehead, around her eye area, through the jowls, lifting, reduction of wrinkles, all of the things. It did all of the things. This is a great example of when we talk about lifting. When we have our skin, a lot of times it's on the side profile that starts to sag right here through this jowl area. You can see how well it's lifted and tightened here. Now, this one is an amazing kind of progression photo through 12 weeks of the eye area. The eye area is one of the hardest areas to treat, even with injectables, because it can go wrong. It can look terrible. It's hard to treat with lasers. You don't want to get lasers next to your eye. So the eye area is traditionally very hard to get beautiful results with. And this is amazing. I mean, the firming of that skin, the lifting of that skin is just transformative. Now I want to show you some examples of before and after photos from people like you. These are just customers, people, and consumers that use the product, took their own before and after picture. If you use this product, I highly, highly recommend you take your before and after picture. This is going to be the best way for you to judge the progression. Plus, also, we have a 90-day contest where you can win $3,000. So that's not bad either. But these people just took their before picture, put the product to the test, took their after picture. This one is an amazing full face result. Again, every area of concern is improved. She looks younger. Her skin looks lifted. The reduction of wrinkles, just everything. Again, the eye area, hard area to treat. Here's some examples of where one eye area is really hollowed out here, and it has that fill-in effect where it's replacing that lost volume, versus another one that's more of a lifting where there was drooping there and it's helping to lift that eye area. This is an example of the nasolabial fold. So this is an area where people start to get those deep creases, which makes us look older. This is a beautiful result, reducing those creases. And this same customer had great results on their forehead as well. So she had a complete face result when you put those two things together. But we have a few examples of the lessening of those forehead wrinkles over time. Men as well are using NeoFiller and getting great results. Forehead, eye area, One area that I love to use it for is in this jowl neck area, because this is an area where we start to see loss of elasticity with our profile, neck area. This is a great result in that neck area. And then the last area I want to show you is that side profile, right? So again, we start to see some rippling and some loss of elasticity through that jowl area. And we have two beautiful results here showing just that lifting and firming that happens through that, and just the beautiful change in profile from this product. So how do you use this magic neo filler? It's super simple, right? You just work it into your core routine. It does not replace anything in your routine, which is really important. You don't want to be just using this without a proper night and day moisturizer, like a night and day cream. That night and day cream is going to play a different role. It's going to make sure that your skin is the barrier is protected, it's moisturized, all of the things that they're needed for just overall skin health. And that's another thing that I love about this product, because even if you're doing injectables, that's not really doing anything for your skin health, right? It is freezing those muscles, it is filling it in, but it doesn't give you a glow. It doesn't make your skin ultimately firmer. It doesn't increase the elasticity of your skin. So this is really going to do all of those things. So you apply it immediately after cleansing. And again, you want to use 2 full pumps. So you're going to dispense it. It unlocks and you just dispense it all the way down 2 times. And you're going to do that morning and night. Okay, so morning and night. And then on top of that, you can use whatever other serum you might want to use. Maybe you want to tackle discoloration. You have a vitamin C serum, and then you would apply your night or day cream, depending on the time of day. And then of course, sunscreen if it's during the day. So we have 3 different options to experience neo filler. We have, obviously, you can experience it by itself. What I highly recommend is our Fill, Lift, and Glow set. This is going to give you the best savings. You're going to get a discount for using all of these products together, and you need a night and day cream. And so our night and day cream is paired perfectly with the neo filler. It supplements what neo filler doesn't do, and it helps to, again, protect your skin, give it vitamins, antioxidants, nutrients, moisture during the day. The night cream has a great plant-based retinol alternative that's going to help with cellular turnover, going to help with discoloration, and both of those things pair perfectly with that. So for complete results, and this is what most of our brand partners that have been, maybe you've seen their photos, this is what most of them use. And then we also have an option if all of this looks really amazing and you're thinking, not only do I want to use it, but like, I know everyone's going to want to use this. You have the option to be a brand partner, which just simply means that you not only use the product, but you share them as well. And that opens up some great additional perks, such as being able to earn neo filler for free every month with just 3 referrals, earning cash for referrals. You can earn into fun incentives. Like right now we have an incentive for earning a trip to Cabo, which hundreds of people will earn. So that Premier Launch Pack obviously has the best value. You're going to get multiple neo fillers as well as skincare products and wellness products, but you're also going to get access to all of those additional perks as well. So I am so excited that you tuned in to learn more about neo filler and to really understand the unique science behind it and see some of the benefits that it can bring to your skin and confidence. And we look forward to supporting you on your journey to have a fresh, lifted, confident skin. And thank you for learning more about Neora and neo filler. I hope you have a great rest of your day.